You know, now more than ever, I think we've realized both the gravity and consequences of this increasing disconnect of kids from nature and the outdoors, and the implications it has for natural resources literacy. But there are also solutions, and organizations like Westcave are at the leading edge of that. They have places where kids can get out and connect and enjoy and experience and learn about nature. One of the things that we have recognized is that there is an inextricable linkage between getting people into the outdoors and then them developing a fundamental understanding of conservation and then what it takes from a policy perspective and a stewardship perspective to help protect these special places that we as Texans all care about.
This is not a South American rainforest. Here, tucked in along the banks of the Pedernales River, is a magnificent hill country ecosystem, providing habitat for more than 150 bird species. Oak juniper savanna gives way to lush, cool, sheltered canyons with towering limestone walls. A natural terrarium filled with over 400 plants, maidenhair ferns, wild orchids, ancient cypress trees, and the highlight, a 40-foot waterfall splashes into an emerald pool. This is Westcave Preserve. Here, magic happens.
One has it's red, blue, and green, and it's called the painted bunting, and it's really awesome. I think it's my favorite bird.
I caught a fish.
I got one.
When you catch one, put it in the tub.
It was really cool just to sort of see what Earth looks like with no human interference.
Westcave's mission is to connect kids and their families to nature, providing experiences and programs that foster discovery, exploration, and conservation. The preserve is located in western Travis County, just 27 miles from downtown Austin.
Last year, nearly 9,000 visitors came to learn about the unique nature of the Texas Hill Country. Students visited from 7 counties, 11 school districts, and 64 schools. Schools like Perez Elementary in East Austin.
I've taken my own children out to Westcave Preserve. We visited during the day, and we also went out in the evening to observe the sky. And I've also heard about Westcave Preserve through the promotional materials they send out to schools about the field trips that they have. And due to that exposure, I've recommended highly to my staff that they take their kids out on field trips to Westcave Preserve. And we've had our 5th grades and our 3rd grades go out to visit.
So the one behind it, do you think that one's still growing? No. Not anymore. What were the things that hang from the ceiling?
There are about 8 fossils down the outside of this building. And I would like you just to spend a brief minute looking to see if you can find any fossils in the limestone rock. And then we're going to talk about where those fossils came from. What can we say about where this rock was formed if we're finding fish fossils and cephalopod fossils in there?
Under the water.
Under the water, in the ocean.
Our first year when we opened, when we inherited students from surrounding schools, we had about 40% of our kids passing the science test. And when this past year we had 84% of our kids passing the science test, with over 35% of them at the commended level. And so we feel very confident that the methods that we're using to teach science are effective with the kids, and that the inspiration and the motivation they get from having it hands-on is going to create a lifelong joy of learning and a lifelong interest in science.
A very strong feeling I had that bonded me with Westcave. This would have been 33 years ago, and I've been going back regularly ever since.
10 years ago, Westcave began construction of the Warren Scarron Environmental Learning Center.
As an old math geek myself, I love the way the building is studded with mathematics, be it the Fibonacci curve, be it the dimensions of the building itself, its alignment with true north and true south, with the way in which seasons are demarked through the pinhole in the ceiling. It's, I think, perhaps the most intelligent building I've ever not only been in, but I've heard of.
Got some that was a little looser?
Go. Yeah. That's for 2 minutes.
And so it's my hope that when children come to Westcave, they have some sense of that feeling of connection, I think, that comes, deep connection that comes, and contentment that comes when you're in nature.
And I wasn't in the city, and I wasn't paying attention to all the cars and stuff, and it just calmed me down a lot.
We also want to grow the next generation of conservation professional. It's an extraordinary opportunity for anybody who cares about the future of our lands and waters and fish and wildlife and parks.
He didn't know it's a turtle.
I didn't.
I saw a lizard.
The stalactite formations that we were allowed to touch, they looked all shiny and smooth, but they were actually rough and just sort of wet and shiny. It's pretty cool.
Different kinds of plants that some of them grew down in the canyon and some of them grew up here instead. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Sexy. This is so sexy.
Henry David Thoreau once wrote, "Nature will bear the closest inspection. She invites us to lay eye level with her smallest leaf. Wonder and joy, it's in our nature.